Imagine waking up after 7 months of basically being a human houseplant. Tubes in your throat, machines beeping like it's a techno concert, and blurry doctors leaning over you with that, "oh my god, it's alive" look in their eyes. That was Claire Lewis, and the first thing she croaked out, barely a whisper, froze the entire room stiff. It was him. He killed my children. Cue record scratch. Yeah, not exactly where am I? Or what year is it? Nope, straight into a murder accusation. But before we get there, let's rewind. April 19th, 2022, suburbia Ashbury Heights. The kind of neighborhood where people compete over whose lawn. Looks more like a golf course. And drama usually means Karen's Amazon package went missing. At 2:17 a.m., that peaceful bubble popped. One neighbor swore they heard glass shattering. Another said they heard a woman scream. Someone even claimed it was a low growl, like we were suddenly in a horror movie. Calm down, Jeff, no werewolves here. Police showed up minutes later. And let's just say, if hell had a living room, this was it. 10-year-old Emily and 7-year-old Noah, gone. Both in their own bedrooms. Their mother, Claire, was sprawled at the bottom of the staircase. Barely alive, blood everywhere. And the house? Weird, too neat. Like someone staged it for a real estate ad. Nothing stolen, nothing ransacked. Just death and confusion. Now, cops love a good crime scene that makes sense. Front door kicked in? Okay, intruder. Jewelry box smashed? Okay, robbery. But here? Nothing. Nada. The back door was unlocked but not broken. TV still there, wallets untouched. Even a bowl of fruit on the counter looking smug like, yep, not us. The only damage? A broken photo frame in the living room. But detectives noticed the glass fell inward. Translation: broken from the inside, not smashed by someone entering. Suspicious much? Still no witnesses, no strange footprints. No DNA. Just 2 dead kids, 1 half-dead mom, and a house that looked like Pottery Barn cataloged it. Doctors didn't expect her to make it. Skull fractures, ribs snapped, internal bleeding. She was supposed to be a one-night headline. But Claire didn't die. Instead, she sank into a coma. The kind that keeps detectives up at night, waiting, praying, chewing their pens like nicotine replacements. Nurses swore her fingers twitched sometimes. One claimed she moaned when visitors leaned close. Her mind's still in there, a doctor said. Great, helpful. Except comas don't exactly come with Wi-Fi. She couldn't log in and spill what she knew, so the case sat. Forensics gave detectives nothing. No fingerprints, no mysterious hairs, no cameras catching anyone creeping around. Ashbury Heights at 2 a.m. The DA refused to file charges because, well, mystery intruder doesn't exactly hold up in court. Everyone in town had theories, though. The internet even more. It was a burglary gone wrong. It had to be someone they knew. Clearly a cult sacrifice. Thanks, Reddit. But nothing concrete. The whole thing smelled off, but no one could prove a thing. 7 months. That's how long Claire laid in that hospital bed breathing because machines said so. 7 months of cops pacing hallways. Of neighbors side-eyeing each other at block parties. Of Claire's parents crying into casseroles. The world moved on. News channels forgot. Social media found new tragedies to obsess over. But the detectives? They didn't move on. They circled back again and again, waiting for their one surviving witness to open her eyes. And then one Tuesday morning, and she did. Her eyelids fluttered. Her lips trembled. The room went dead silent. Even the machines seemed to hold their beeps longer. The doctor leaned close. Claire, can you hear me? Her lips parted, dry and broken. Detectives Harris and Ruiz leaned in like gamblers waiting on a roulette wheel. It wasn't a stranger? Claire whispered. The air snapped heavy. You could almost hear the collective holy star in the room. Then her voice, raspier, angrier. It was family. So there it was. Claire Lewis didn't just point a finger at some hoodie-wearing boogeyman. Nope, she dropped the nuclear word family. Detectives Harris and Ruiz froze like mannequins at a department store clearance sale. Family? That narrowed things down, but also blew everything wide open. Was she blaming her parents? A sibling? Cousin Eddie from Thanksgiving who always smells like gasoline? But no. There was only one person who had been there that night. One person who magically walked away without a scratch. One person who had been crying for cameras, but noticeably less and less as weeks went by. Her husband. Michael Lewis. Detectives went back to Michael with fresh firepower. Only now they weren't asking. They were circling like sharks. Funny, Ruiz said, flipping through photos. House doesn't look broken into. Looks staged. Funny, Harris added. How you say you fought off an intruder but don't have so much as a paper cut? Michael stuck to his script. Hoodie guy. Shadow in the dark. Mystery man who vanished into thin air. But the problem with rehearsed lies? They get boring. And the detectives were bored. Then came Claire's medical report. Injuries didn't line up with a shove down the stairs. More like a beating. A familiar hand, someone close. And suddenly, Michael's crocodile tears weren't buying him sympathy anymore. The next day, detectives visited Claire in her hospital room. She was weak, her voice barely more than gravel, but her eyes? Sharp, cold. Claire, Ruiz asked gently, when you said family, who did you mean? Her lips trembled. She blinked hard, as if pushing the memory through a fog of painkillers and trauma. Then she mouthed it. Michael. One word, that was all it took. Harris didn't even hide his grin. Case reopened. Game on. Armed with Claire's statement, detectives dug harder. And oh boy, did the skeletons tumble out of Michael's closet. Financial problems. Debt stacked high enough to touch the ceiling. A new girlfriend. Already in the picture before Claire's coma had even warmed the bed. And the kicker? A fresh life insurance policy on the kids. Yes, the kids. Who even does that? Suddenly, Michael didn't look like a grieving father. He looked like a man cashing out. October 28th, 2022. Michael Lewis opened his front door to find Detectives Harris and Ruiz standing there, looking way too pleased with themselves. Michael Lewis, Harris said, you're under arrest for the murders of Emily and Noah Lewis, and the attempted murder of your wife, Claire Lewis. The neighbors watched from their driveways, pretending to check their mail. You could practically hear their group chats blowing up. And Michael? He just stood there pale and silent. For once, no script. No hoodie guy. No lies. Just handcuffs. Claire Lewis survived. Scarred, broken, but alive. She became the star witness in court. Her testimony cutting through Michael's last flimsy defenses like a knife. The jury didn't need long. Guilty. On all counts. Life in prison, no parole. And Claire? She walked, limped, really, out of that courtroom free. Broken, yes. Forever haunted, absolutely. But she had taken back her voice and with it justice for Emily and Noah. Detective Harris summed it up best when reporters asked how they cracked the case. She woke up, he said with a shrug. Sometimes the dead don't talk. But the almost dead? They'll burn your world down,